are you guys doing? I apologize for the delay. Technology was just not my friend today. But I am so excited to share our fun DIY with you today. So my name is Beth Chatterton. I am your friendly neighborhood 4-H program coordinator. And you might be thinking to yourself, why are you sitting in your house with a coat on and a hat on? Well, today I thought that we would take advantage of the fluffy white stuff that is coming down from the sky and landing in our yard, aka snow. And I thought we would do a fun snow activity and do a twist on a classic science experiment. So you might have seen this over social media and wonder to yourself, snow volcanoes, does it really work? Well, today we're going to try them out. So we are going to make a classic volcano that you might have done when you were doing science experiments back in school, or maybe you've done these in your kitchen with baking soda and vinegar. And we're going to do a couple little twists on it, and we're actually going to make the volcano out of snow. So what ingredients do you need to make a snow volcano? Well, one of them is snow. So this is freshly harvested snow that I got from my front yard a couple minutes ago. You are going to need baking soda, vinegar, you'll need some dish soap and some warm water, and then also food coloring. And you're going to need a container to put all of your ingredients in. If you are doing this outside, I highly recommend using plastic and using a bright color. That way you can find your cup after your volcano experiment is over right away and not have to wait until everything thaws in spring and then find your cup that way. So I'm just going to use this cup. If you want your volcano to like truly erupt high up, you're going to want to use a bottle, a plastic bottle. You can just use a water bottle. But if you want it just to kind of like bubble over, a cup with a large mouth works just fine. A couple key points: the more vinegar you use, the higher the explosion is going to be. So let's go ahead and get started. So first what we're going to do is we're going to prepare what's going to go into the cup. That's going to be our active ingredients. I highly recommend, if you are going to be doing your snow volcano outside in your yard, go ahead and prepare your cup here inside the house where it's nice and warm, where you can gather up everything versus trying to measure stuff and do it outside. So we are going to take our cup. We are going to add about a tablespoon of dish soap. You might be thinking to yourself, Beth, when I've done this before, I've never used dish soap. I've always just done straight baking soda and vinegar. Well, there's a reason why we're going to use dish soap today. Typically, when you do a volcano experiment, you're seeing the reaction of the acid, that's vinegar, along with the base, that is baking soda. When they mix together, they make a chemical reaction, which then creates carbon dioxide, which causes that fizzy stuff because it's a gas, so it's bubbling up. Adding soap is going to make it like really frothy. So so the soap adds to it, to the bubbles, and just gives it like this extra like cool lava coming off of it. Okay, so we added our dish soap. Then this is kind of where you have to eyeball it. You've got your dish soap in your cup. You're going to put baking soda in, and I'm going to share a link as well with where I found the ingredients, how to do it. So it said to kind of, you know, give it like almost like half a cup in there. I'm more at like the 1/3, and I think I'm okay with that. Then you're going to add your 1/4 of a cup of warm water in there. And then we are going to add our food coloring. And I bet you can guess what color I'm going to use today for my lava. And that, of course, is green for 4-H. So we're going to add couple drops in there. The more food coloring you use, the darker your lava is going to be. You can have your kiddos mix and match and make their own food coloring. You can do multiple volcanoes all over your yard and make just kind of like a rainbow of volcanoes. So I've got everything in here that we need. The vinegar we're going to add at the end, and this is going to make our explosion. So next, since I'm doing it inside, I have a baking sheet or baking pan to collect my soap or my lava and my snow. So If you're doing this outside, you just pick a spot in the yard that you really like, and you're going to take your snow and you are going to create your volcano piece, and then we're going to put the cup in the middle of it. So if you are doing this outside, make sure that you are dressed appropriately. So there's the first part of it. I'm going to kind of build it kind of tall. I'm going to put my cup in the middle, and then I'm going to pack it around. So I promise you'll be able to see this as it gets taller. So it is a family tradition in my house to, when it snows that first time, you bring in snow inside the house to play with. This is great if you have little ones that like to play with their trucks and tractors. They can play in the snow. You can get animals all over in the snow and just have some fun. And then you don't have to worry about getting all bundled up. Of course, as kids get older and they're able to put on their own snow pants and everything, going outside is always a great option just for fresh air, but always be mindful of the temperature. So we are building up our volcano. So I'm going to give it just one more scoop of snow. Put my cup in, hold up my volcano a smidge more. And if you get some snow in the cup, I think you'll be okay. So just kind of get it up as high as you would like it to be. Ooh, my hand is starting to get cold. But that's the fun of it. And I should have worn gloves. And I chose not to. Alrighty. So here we go. So I have got my volcano. And I'll adjust my camera so that you can see. Push it back just a smidge. Alrighty, so let's see what happens when we add our vinegar. So I've got vinegar in a jar. You can use the bottle. Just be mindful about what you're doing. So we're going to pour it in and we're going to see what happens. And oh my goodness, it actually does work. How cool is that? Very cool. So you can have colorful volcanoes, and if I kept adding the vinegar to it, you just see more and more of an explosion. So this is just a really fun activity to either do at home, inside your home, or out in the yard. So I hope that you had fun trying out a science experiment with a different twist, and I hope that you all enjoy coloring your yards and you stay warm and stay safe when you are playing in the snow. But yeah, this is totally cool. I think we might be moving outdoors so that we can have a little bit more fun with that. So with that, everybody enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys later.